we go. Cool. All right, I think we are up and running. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. It is currently 10:04 a.m. Central Standard Time here, and we are underway with the trading day. AMC looking strong to start, up $1 and roughly about 20 cents. Currently trading at $51.35. We had a nice little bounce within, looks like just under a 61.8% retracement zone, and we've rebounded from there. Looks like we have, let me go ahead and get rid of this guy. All right, we have, looks like we have some next level resistance around 51.50 or so. Let me go ahead and mark this one for y'all. 51.50, there we go. All right, so go ahead and mark this gold. All right, guys, so currently, yeah, that 51.50 mark is pretty much where we need to break, and then from there I would say 51.70 is the level after that. Yeah, so right around there. Let me do this one. Let's go red. I'm gonna do an Ortex check for you guys also. Let me go ahead and do that. This one's going to be for AMC as well. Currently AMC has a net return of 1.38 million, a net borrow of 725,000 for a total net borrow change of 650,000 shares returned. Current short interest of the free float is approximately 20.29%. Shares on loan is down 2.87%, currently around 114 million. Utilization is just under 91%, so not really a change there. We are still up in terms of the exchange reported short interest and the estimated short interest. So both of those are still currently climbing. Let me go ahead. I want to look at Stocko Tracker as well. So for those of y'all that don't know what Stocko Tracker is, Stocko Tracker specifically is a great tool to use if you want to just get some quick data and know what calls are expiring in the money and what that number is, and then how many shares are currently available to borrow. So right now, with where we're at right now, we have 184,000 calls that are expiring in the money as of the 17th, so this Friday. If we can close by Friday at $55, it's going to add another 29,000 shares. And the way that these calls work is you take that amount and essentially you multiply it by 100, and that gives you the total amount of shares or potentially shares that will be filled to deliver upon. So for AMC, I mean, we're looking at right now with where we're currently at 18.4 million shares, and then we could add another 2.9 million to that, which is substantial. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on, especially as we continue to climb. Shares available to borrow is currently at 1.1 million. I do want to look at dark pool. So as of last Friday, the 10th, so dark pool percent, so was around just under 61%, and the short percentage of the volume that was traded that day was short 51.5%. So definitely some continuation of some large numbers. It was definitely, I would say, on the lower side of the short percent. Pretty indicative and familiar in terms of how it was on the 8th, so 2 days prior. But the short percentage has gradually been going up ever since August 30th. We've just been continuously climbing. We even touched almost 60% on the 9th. So let me do this. All right, so let me jump over. I do want to check out some other stocks as well. So ATER, which is the ticker symbol for Ethereum Incorporated. Now, this is a company that Jay from Flashpoint Capital actually got me in on early last week, and we've kind of just had our eyes on it ever since. But right now, currently up 42% on the day. It's probably one of the top gainers, I would assume, just based on where it's at. Currently up $5, trading at $16.80. Now, I was anticipating some sort of bounce in terms of a retracement around that orange zone. Now, that orange zone is usually a 50. It's a 30. Here, let me give you the exact number, because I want to be precise with what I'm giving you guys. Yeah, so I had it around in between the 38.2 and 50% retracement. So that's kind of where I was anticipating this thing to dip to, and for buyers to step back in. I mean, honestly, just looking at it right here, I just think the RSI needed to cool off. I mean, it was trading so hot, and pretty much ever since we opened, it's just been running. So I will say, as of right now, I mean, we do have a little bit of bullish divergence in the 5 minutes. So we have the RSI starting to trend up, which is indicative of buyers starting to step back in, which is good to see as well. So let's see. Yeah, so we should be, if we break down from 1650, I would again anticipate this to fall within this retracement zone. And again, that retracement zone is going to be pretty approximate. I mean, you can never really get the numbers exact. You're going to be within, I like to say, 10 to 15 cents of a certain price that you're going to be looking at. So, not everyone is going to be exact to the number all the time. So just keep that in mind when you guys are trading. Let me go over here. And again, for anyone that is joining us, welcome. Please be sure to drop a like. If you have any tickers that you do want me to check out, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to check those out for you guys. If you have any questions or comments, definitely drop them in the chat as well. Just want to be able to help you guys out and help out others in the community. If you guys need anything at all, I am here to help. So let me go. Let me just check out some others. I do want to do a little bit of stock education for you guys too, for those that are new to trading. So a couple of things, like I'm just going to run through some terms for those of y'all that have never potentially traded before. So the stock market specifically, there's terms to indicate bulls or bears. Now, bulls are people that are going to be jumping in on a stock and buying all the time, and then bears are going to be people that are looking to sell, which are essentially going to be selling all the time. Now, the term bullish means that it is in favor of the bulls, and the term bearish means that it is in favor of the bears. Now, there are ways to determine whether a stock is bullish or bearish, and ways to do that is with a couple of things. You can use what's called the RSI, which is the relative strength index. You can use the MACD indicator, which the MACD is a moving average convergence divergence. So what that means is that it's a trend momentum indicator, just like the RSI. It'll essentially show the relationship between two averages, and a lot of times when they converge and they cross, that's when you see a huge spike in momentum. So I can show y'all. I should be able to pull it up over here. Let me see, find my indicators. Chart settings. Nope, that's not it. Here we go, indicators, MACD. All right, so you can tell, yeah, so like right here. So right when we converged, when the MACD converged, this orange line here, that's when we saw that initial run up, okay? And it stayed over. So anytime that orange line is going to be over, we're going to see a huge spike of momentum. Right now there's a sell-off, and you can see that MACD indicator has dropped underneath that other signal line here. So again, that's what you want to look for. So eventually when this thing starts curving back up, and starting to diverge across this other point of resistance right here, that's what you want to see, this signal line. So wow, Doge is getting slaughtered, down 10% right now. Again, I do want to welcome you guys to the chat. If you have not, please drop a like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe as well. It helps out the channel, helps get more people in here to be able to share the information. It helps grow the community as well. So appreciate you guys. And again, thank you for joining. All right, let me go. Go over here. So going to keep an eye on that right there. So again, perfect to the T in terms of where I was forecasting this thing to go to. I would anticipate some sort of reversal here. RSI is starting to cool off. Whenever we hit that 30-point range, it's going to be considered an oversold territory. That's usually when you see some bullish divergence and buyers start to step back in. Real quick, so while we're on the topic of terms as well, so what bullish divergence is whenever you start to see the chart start to decline, but you see the RSI start to go up in terms of its momentum, that's indicative of buyers starting to step back in, and you'll see usually a pretty decent move in terms of green candles. So especially if it's something where it gets us to where the 15 MA is trading over either the VWAP or the 200 EMA to get us back into bullish territory, you'll see a pretty significant move from that point. Or if we're trying to break like a major level of resistance, that's also when you usually see a relatively decent move. So it is definitely something for you guys to learn. It will help you, I promise, in your trading careers, because that's the way I trade. I don't really use the MACD all that much, but I do know how to read it. I feel like, in my opinion, the RSI gives you kind of a more real-time look at when buyers are starting to step back in. So, but some people use both. Some people use one or the other. Everyone's trading style is different. Let me jump over. I want to look at some other stocks too. UAVS currently up just under 3% on the day. Yeah, it looks like the MACD had crossed right around 10, or excuse me, so just after market open, and it's been kind of on a run ever since. We might have a little bit of sell-off if this MACD indicator drops below the signal line. Let me see. I am going to be on, guys, for about an hour, and then I'll probably be on later today, or I'll drop some videos this evening, just to recap where the market was at and where these stocks ended up finishing at. So again, if you're just now joining us, please don't forget to drop a like on the video itself. If you have any comments, please drop them in that comment section in the chat. If you guys have questions or want me to check out any other tickers, please definitely drop them in that chat as well. I'd be more than happy to check them out, give you guys some technical analysis, or even just help answer some questions. Okay. I do want to look and see if we've had any news drop on. All right, AMC. So haven't really seen any major news other than what I had mentioned before with those calls. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I would anticipate. Oh, actually, let me go back to AMC because I do want to look at. I don't know if you guys caught any of my other videos, but for AMC specifically, I was saying that we were following a pretty nasty cup and handle formation, which I have not looked at in a bit. Yeah, so we're right about to start this climb, and then eventually form the handle. And this has been going on. This cup and handle formation has been going on since the end of May, pretty much. So that's right when we started that run up for Memorial Day weekend. Then we have the dip back down and then the climb back up. Yeah, so we have those two levels. I'd say we have another one around 50, 53, 59, 53, 50 or so. Let's see. All right, let me go back to the 1 minute and check out ADA real quick. Yeah, so we're bouncing within that retracement. But again, see this MACD indicator is starting to converge. So we might see a bounce back up after this. We'll keep an eye on it. Two notifications. And for those of you guys that are joining us, if you haven't already, please drop a like. If you have any comments, definitely drop them in that chat. Or if you have questions, definitely drop them in the chat as well. I'd be more than happy to help answer any questions. Check out any other companies that you guys might be looking to get into, or other plays that you guys might be looking to get into. Just keep in mind that none of this that I am disclosing to you guys is financial advice. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. So it's definitely something that's not, you essentially have to take it with a grain of salt. It's not going to be something that I would recommend, jumping on, especially if it's something that you may or may not be comfortable with. I mean, obviously, if you second guess anything that I'm disclosing to you, please definitely, feel free to fact check me. Feel free to do your own due diligence. That's why we have the internet. So, let's see. Yeah, here we go. We should get a pretty decent move here, looking at this MACD, because we're about to converge right here. There we go. Here we go. We're about to start. Do this. I do want to drop this link onto Twitter so people can find the video. Yeah, so looks like we're starting to climb this right here. So this is the 15 MA. We really like to see this trade above that VWAP. So the VWAP is the volume weighted average price. Now, what that volume weighted average price indicates is anyone that has purchased a stock for that particular day that's basically the average price of everyone that's purchased for the day specifically. So right now on the day, the VWAP is currently around $16.68. $16.70 now, but we like to see these candles start trading over the VWAP. Right now, I would consider this potentially in bearish territory, but a lot of the times when you can look at retracement zones, you can kind of forecast when to buy back in. So like this would have been right here a good dip buy, because you know that we're trading in oversold territory, and then you can just ride that momentum back up. Also too, most day traders will look at this as a potential swing opportunity where, they'll get in, they'll ride a stock for a few hours, and then they'll take their profits and get out, and then play and have another play on the back end. Or they'll even jump back in if the stock continues to run. I've seen that happen as well. Yeah, so here we go. So you can see right here, we're starting to move, which is good to see. Let me go over while that's happening. Let me check AMC real quick. So AMC having a little bit of a sell-off here. However, the MACD is starting to converge, which is good to see as well. So AMC might have a little bit of a run coming. 50.93 is next level. Yeah, right there. Or 50.90, 50.91, somewhere within that range. And then from there on the intraday, we need to hit 51.04. 51.04. So you just want to take these kind of step by step, line by line. What's cool too is a lot of the stuff, when you start seeing these indicators and you learn how to read them, it's really, the trading aspect and mentality really starts to become a self-fulfilling prophecy, because you start to understand the trends, and it actually makes trading, I honestly want to say, like, less exciting, but at the same time, it gives you substantially more confidence when you are entering or exiting a position, because you know that when you're entering in, you know that you have a relatively solid chance to make money, and when you leave, you know that you have a relatively solid chance that you're securing profits and protecting your money. So it's definitely something that you do need to learn as you continue to grow in your trading career. This looks like we double bottomed right here. So we double bottomed pretty much around 50.61. So double bottom is another term for a double bottom is a George W. So we have one here, and then oops, let's move this guy. Let me have one right there. So back up. And then we bounced off that level of resistance at 51.50, came back down, and now we're working our way back up. So if we can get a break over that neckline, which is again right at that 51.50 range, we should see an increase and spike in volatility for sure. Close this guy out. All right, guys, don't forget, if you haven't already, please definitely drop a like on the video. Helps people find us, and also drop some comments in the chat. If you guys want me to check out any other tickers or companies, please definitely let me know. So AMC starting to make a decent move here. So again, the MACD is starting to converge. Now we're looking at the 5-minute chart on the MACD. So we're starting to converge. RSI right now is around 47.5. So again, the way to read the RSI, anything over 70 points is considered overbought. Anything under 30 is considered oversold. So a good, relative sign of strength, I like to say, is somewhere within the middle of that. Makes it a little bit easier to read the trend of which way the stock is going. But at the same time, you know that if you're looking to enter a position, especially with a company where you're super excited or you have conviction about the company and you're really wanting to enter, a good way to do that is to read two things. You want to read the technicals, so you want to be able to tell when there's a level of support to enter, and then you also want to read the RSI and the MACD simultaneously. So like you obviously would want to find a company potentially that is in oversold territory and where the MACD is starting to converge. Because if you have both of those line up, that checks 2 out of the 3. And then the last thing you need to check is where the level of support is. If it's near the level of support, usually that's a good indicator to get in. And then you can ride it for a quick, 3, 4, 5% gain, sell whenever that RSI gets too hot, and then you can protect your money, move on to the next play. Or if you're going to be long in it, you could do it that way too if you feel like you're getting in at a really good position. That's another way that you can do it, just to help maximize some of your gains. So AMC currently trading at 51.10. Ethereum currently trading at 16.20. And again, welcome guys. If you haven't already, please feel free to share the link. Hit me up in the chat as well. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. Let's see. Man, what a weekend of football we had. There were some pretty decent, I don't know for anyone that's watching, if you guys were excited about the NFL season starting. I mean, holy crap. I was definitely shocked by a few games. I mean, the way that the Saints dismantled Green Bay was pretty surprising. I was expecting more of a game there. The fact that the Texans, without Deshaun Watson, they destroyed Jacksonville. The Cardinals over the Titans was another big one that was kind of a surprise to me too. Wasn't really expecting that kind of a beat down from them. All right. Okay, so still converging here. So this is good to see. So RSI is holding steady. MACD is still trading over that signal indicator. On the 1 minute, same thing. Yeah, so talk about calling that trend line to a T. I mean, we're following it beautifully. And again, what we'd like to see is this 15 EMA trading over that 200 EMA and the VWAP. So we break over that and follow this ascending level of support, we should start to see AMC run again. And guys, please don't forget to like the video. Helps more people find us. Please also feel free to share the link. If you have any comments, please drop them in that chat. So MACD's converging on AMC. Let me check Ethereum again. So on the 5 minute, we're still currently in, I want to say, more of a divergence phase. So right here. So we want to see this MACD indicator start to swing back up. On the 1 minute though, it looked like we crossed. So on a micro perspective, it looks like we're crossing. But on a macro, or actually, yeah, on the 30 minute, it looks good too. But we're still in oversold territory on the RSI on the 30 minute. 5 minute, we might start to see, I would expect us, just based on what I'm seeing here, there's probably going to be a little bit of a consolidation until that that MACD figures out what it wants to do. Guys, I'm going to step away real quick because I'm going to get some water and I will be right back. I just realized I was muted. Sorry, guys. All right. So what I was saying before, when y'all couldn't hear me, I was just taking a look at the biggest losers, and I was just curious as to why these were still listed on that chart whenever now they're green on the day. RCMT. I want to say that me and Jay talked about this one. RCMT. So RSI for RCMT is currently at 60 or just under 60 points, 58.30. MACD is kind of running back and forth between its signal point here. Let's see. Oh, Jay's in the chat. Jay, welcome. Appreciate you joining. Guys, if you haven't already, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Helps out the channel, helps more people find me. Specifically, you know, if they're looking for content regarding trading, stocks, or if they're just looking to start trading. You know, I'm definitely learning in terms of more content that I'm posting. So, you know, I'm not going to admit that I'm the perfect trader, that I'm always going to be profitable. You know, because that's not realistic. You know, you need to have a plan. So you need to be able to plan your trade. You need to be able to trade your plan. So, and have conviction in it. So whenever you're looking to enter a play, have a plan of when am I going to exit? When am I going to potentially buy more? When am I going to you know, look at setting a stop loss, those kinds of things. So it's all about assessing the risk and assessing not assessing, but you want to be able to plan and anticipate when you want to be able to protect your gains or protect what potential money you have left that you can apply towards a new play, because you don't want to go all in immediately on a stock. You want to gradually start to increase your position, because you don't know, you may be entering at the top of a trade and then it has a sell-off. And now you're essentially holding the bag, and now you have to buy more in order to average down, or you have to wait for it to come back up, especially if you've thrown all the initial money in that you've been wanting to invest. So it's definitely something I like to gradually enter positions, because when you're reading the MACD and the RSI, it kind of gives you good indicators as to when you're going to buy more, or when you're going to exit, or when you're going to enter. So let's see. I don't think we have any. Let's see if we have any other comments in the chat. I don't think we do. All right. Guys, I'm going to be on for probably about another 20 minutes, and then I'm going to jump off. Again, if you haven't already, please definitely hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed and you want to see more content like this, please hit that subscribe button. If you guys want to chat it up, please hit me up in the chat. Would love to be able to have a conversation with you guys. Would love to check out some other companies. Let me check. Let's do another Ortex check real quick while I'm thinking about it. So Ortex, and what I'm checking is for AMC. So AMC did have a little bit of an update here. So shares returned is 1.88 million, borrowed is 943,000 for net borrow change of 937,000. So current short interest to free float is just over 20% still. Utilization doesn't really change, still just under 91%. Days to cover has gone up 12%, currently trading over one day to cover in terms of the shares on loan. Shares on loan is currently at 114.5 million. So that is the amount of shares that are available to be lent out that have already been lent out. Let's see. Exchange reported short interest is currently just under 96 million. Free float on loan is basically 22.5%. And then estimated short interest of the free float again is around that 20% mark. Yeah, so check this out. So, I mean, pretty much just follow my line. Like I said, self-fulfilling prophecy. If you guys want to learn how to do technical analysis, just start drawing lines of where you think it's going to go, and it's going to start running there. So MACD's converged, which is good to see. So we're going to have a little bit of a swing up in momentum. Let's check out ADR. So it's funny. So Jay had told me he was exiting his position. I should have told him about the retracement. Sorry. Because we're about to converge again, buddy. And it's going to go on its second run, in my opinion. This thing has a lot on the table left. Okay, so we're good there. And guys, I do appreciate you all joining. Oh, that's funny. So literally, as I'm talking about the George W. for AMC, that's exactly what Trey tweets. It's pretty funny. I called it before you, dude. All right. All right, so we're good there. Up 43%. So just going to do some price updates here. So AMC currently trading at $51.40, up 1.25%. Or excuse me, up $1.25, up basically 2.5% on the day. Ethereum is up 43%, up $5.13, currently trading at $16.94 on the day. Guys, if you're just joining us, welcome. Appreciate y'all joining me today, this morning. Again, I'm going to be on for probably about another 15 minutes or so, and then I'm going to jump off. I do need to take, I'm starting to have a little bit of a headache with some, I think it has to do with lack of sleep or stress. I don't know. But anyway, and I think I'm going to order some blue light glasses. I think it's going to help. Just looking at the screens all day. Let's see here. Yeah, I still can't believe how, I mean, I'd be curious to see what the viewership was for opening weekend at NFL. It's got to be up there. I mean, I feel like it was definitely hyped up for sure, especially when it was the first time that, stadiums had crowds back. And for those of you guys watching, if you guys have a favorite team, NFL team, if you watch, drop it in the chat. I'd love to see kind of what teams you guys are following. So Jay was saying he sold so that he could jump into some calls. He's just trying to make more money. Make more money quicker, I should say. So Ethereum, next level of resistance is 18. Let's just call it 18 even. So right around, there. So what you look for levels of resistance of support, guys, is you want to look at anything that has 3 or more touch points. So right here, you have 1, 2, 3. So that would essentially be a level of resistance. And I'm sorry, I misquoted that. That's not $18. It's $17.67 is that next level. So that's what we're looking to break. And ideally, if we can get up there, that should be right on time for this convergence with the MACD indicator. Man, perfect bounce with that retracement. Good Lord. I almost got it to the penny. I was off by, let's see, I was off by 5 cents. Crazy. All right. Guys, I appreciate you joining this morning. Don't forget, hit up that like button. Do you guys want to chat it up, definitely hit me up on the chat. We'd love to have conversations with y'all. I am gradually going to be working on some more thumbnails. And then I do have potentially a new intro video. I'm waiting for the guy to get back to me because he's working on it right now. So I told him, I want to make sure and review it that it's kind of what I had envisioned for the channel before I commit to anything. Let me go. Let's check Stocko Tracker again. So still 1.1 million shares available to borrow at just under a cost to borrow rate of 1%. Let's see. Man, the calls into money is insane. So Jay put the Bears. Oh, that's right. He is a Bears fan. Duh, Bears. Duh, Bears. Mike Ditka. That's probably one of the greatest Saturday Night Live skits with Chris Farley was the Bears skit. And also too, I think they did a they had Mike Ditka in Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell. That was pretty funny too. So I know in that movie he was he was dressing like Ditka and was coaching the kids like that. It was pretty funny. All right, let me jump back over to the chart. Oh, sweet. Okay, so on the 1 minute, so looks like the 15 MA has finally crossed that VWAP, which is good to see. Let me check it on the 5 minute. 5 minute, same thing. We're trading above it. So right now we're favoring bullish territory. Still would like to see this MACD indicator converge. That would be nice to see as well. And then RSI, obviously, we want to see this continuing to go up for that momentum. AMC. Still following that George W. We do need a break above this neckline, a clean break. It looks like we rejected it. We need to get above 5150 so that we can retest, 5170 or so. And then hopefully we can get up to that 5250 range. All right. Yeah, you can tell with the Tyrion, volatility starting to increase. So we might have a little bit of a sell-off here. Hopefully we can just bounce off this level of support. Yeah, hopefully we just bounce off of 1650. Otherwise we could see potentially bouncing that retracement, which would give us potentially a double bottom, and then we'd have to break over this neckline right here at 1735. Blink. Let's mark this one as red. Red. All right. Back to chatting about the NFL. Didn't the Bears got, just because I saw Jay's emoji in there, who did the Bears draft that was the quarterback from, I think he was from Ohio State last year. I can't remember his name, though. Jay, if you remember, drop it in the chat, man. I can't remember the guy's name. But freaking the Texans won with Tyrod Taylor. Put up 37 points with Tyrod and Mark Ingram. Basically, we piecemealed the team together. I saw we even got like Danny Amendola and some other guys that are longtime veterans, which is kind of crazy to see. Justin Fields, that's who it is. Yep. Okay, yeah, and I'm pretty sure he was from Ohio State. He was like the last big name to come out of Ohio State. The Ohio State University. Yeah, I don't really me personally, I don't really, the only team that I follow, the only reason I was following UT was because I was a Tom Herman fan. Again, jumping to college football, but prior to that, I grew up being a University of Houston fan. That's with my sister going there. I went to all the games relatively during, I want to say, the glory days, basically like the finish up of Kevin Cobb being quarterback there when Art Briles was still there, and then when Sumlin took over and Case Keenum was there. So those were kind of the years that I was watching them. I still keep up with the college basketball team. I watch them quite a bit. But the main college basketball team I watch, and I've been a fan for them since, sixth grade, was Duke. So I watch Duke a lot, and I keep up with them. And then I have, for college football, I want to say my buddy Raj has kind of rekindled my relationship and childhood fandom with LSU. So I watch a lot of LSU football now too. So go Tigers. Go Tigers. Ooh, did we? No. I'm trying to figure out where these buyers are coming from because the MACD is trading under this on the 1 minute. I don't know. I don't buy this. I think we may have a rejection here. Like, I think it's going to start out this way, and I think towards the end of that minute, like the topping tail, we're going to start having topping tails on this. I mean, I could very well be wrong. I mean, this MACD could, jump up immediately. That's a real possibility if buyers are starting to step back in. But 1735 is that mark where we're looking. Go to AMC. So AMC still kind of following that George W. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Move this guy over. It's kind of following this direction. We have to hit, again, 5150, and that should bring us roughly 5170 on the intraday. Ethereum breaking $17, so holding strong there. Looks like we might be in a consolidation. Let's see. See if we can find us kind of a sleeper. So what I'm looking at, guys, is the biggest losers on the day. So these are good ways to figure out like a good swing trade. And the reason I say that is because stocks don't go down forever. So especially ones that have been, sold off. I mean, look, 50% here. I mean, there's no way that it can sustain itself at 50%. I mean, unless it just had some horrible news in terms of a catalyst, that would be the only, outstanding item, I would say. But the fact that it's down 50%, I mean, there's just no way. You cannot make me believe that buyers aren't starting to step back in. Like, so notice how this is trading sideways, but the RSI is trading up on the 5 minute. This might have a rebound here in a minute. Yeah, dude, it had a massive sell. Or did it have a reverse split? Where's the news? Oh, man, I need to find the news on this. I have no idea where to find it on this. Nope. Oh, well, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I mean, like, look. Gap down, then a rebound, and then a sell-off again. Something's up with this. I mean, but like, look at the RSI. RSI is around 21 points. Net 2. I think this is one I was looking at last week. So Tyrion had a rejection. Yeah, so exactly like what I was saying. So I was anticipating some sort of rejection, which we got. Hopefully we can, ideally I'd like to see us bounce off 1650, but if we don't, I mean, we could potentially bounce off that retracement zone again. Let me check AMC. AMC, again, currently trading at just under 51.50. That's that next level of resistance. So we can get a clean break over 51.50. We should see 51.70 shortly thereafter. Guys, I'm going to be on for just a couple more minutes, then I'm going to jump off. But please definitely, if you haven't already, like the video if you can. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can get more content like this. Otherwise, I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, OCGN's up 20%. What the... Whoa. That's incredible. How did it... Let me see if there's news. Because that's kind of random. Let me see. All right, OCGN news. Yep, World Health Organization gives nod to borrow biotech's COVID vaccine. Covaxin expected this week. Wow. Incredible. Well, shoot, this thing might start running again. God, that's so frustrating because I exited. I think I got out around here last week. I just took a quick 5% gain and threw it into something else. I wonder if I can... I don't know if I have any dry powder left at the moment. No, I don't want to chase. I don't want to do it. Staying with my conviction. Don't want to chase it. All right. Again, real quick before I go, AMC currently trading at 51.60. Oh, so we broke that level of resistance at 51.50. Next is going to be 51.70. If we break 51.70, that's going to bring us... no, not there. Let me go to the 30. So I don't really see anything significant. The intraday high, which is 52.55. Okay. Go back to the 5. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Again, appreciate y'all joining. Feel free to like the video. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. I will see you guys hopefully later this afternoon or even later this evening. But other than that, good luck on the markets and peace.